Hello, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. This is Stephanie, Miss Oh So Crafty, and today is Tuesday, September 26th, and this is my Flosstube video number 40. So it's been a while. I missed you guys. I'll give you a real quick life update. So end of September, Aller has been, my son, his 3-year-old, has been back in preschool for about 3 weeks now. That's been going well, but it was a little bit of a bumpy transition. There was illness, there was injury. Nothing too serious, but you know, just things that sort of occupied my time. But now everything is copacetic, and I really wanted to check in with you guys because I've done a ton of stitching since last we spoke. So let's get started. I'm just going to go in chronological order from the last time that I made a video, and I've got my little bullet journal. You can see this is what it looks like. So you can see I worked on different projects, you know, different days. So this is the I Am a Stitcher by Cherrywood Design Studio. I'm stitching it on Haven linen, 36 count Edinburgh linen dyed by Picture This Plus. Really pretty, like light sky blue, variegated, and I'm choosing my own colors, using a bunch of different silks, going for a rainbow effect. So there's lots of different stuff in here. There's Curious Creations, there's Rainbow Gallery, there's Vicky Clayton, there's Water Lilies, there's Fiberlicious. So there's 2 more lines to go after this, and what I think I want for the next one, it's going to say, a gift no one can take from me, and then beneath that it's going to say, I am a stitcher. So what I'm thinking is, I want like a really pretty bright, like apple green, or a lime green kind of thing for the next line. And then for the bottom one, I think it's going to be like a really dark blue, like a navy almost. So that'll be fun. I have the dark blue in my stash. I don't have the bright apple, lime, whatever, green. So I am going to shop for that when I go to Texas in a few weeks. I'll get into that more when I talk about my plans. So this one, I worked on it like, I don't know, several days since I last saw, and it is the finished goal for this year. After that, I decided to take out King Arthur's Court. I will insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like and a picture of what it looked like before. This is by DMC, published in an old issue of Cross Stitch Collection magazine, which is sadly defunct. So I gave this like 6 days since last time, and it's being stitched on 32 count antique white Jovelin. What I did is I basically did like these shields here and this dragon, and I did like a bunch of Merlin and this castle over here and some of the border work on the far side. I did not make quite as much progress as I wanted to in the 6 days, so. But at least the bottom half is pretty much done. That's good. Except for the gold metallic, though I did buy some to do it. In fact, it might be over here. I got this one, High Luster Gold, Krynic number 4 braid. Yeah, that'll look good. I saw this, the chart calls for some DMC metallic, and not using that. Life is too short, peeps. So I actually saw this project pop up in my Facebook feed, and it was being stitched by, like, I think a Russian stitcher, and I can't read Russian, but I made out that she was using Krynic 002HL. So I was like, that's it. That's what I need to do too. So thank you, Russian stitcher, for posting your picture on Facebook. And this one, I'm looking forward to working on it more next month and hopefully making a big chunk of progress. I really want to finish it by December, so we'll see. Alright, after that, I decided to take out my Mill Hill Christmas Village, and I got a finish on Bookseller. Let's use the board. I worked on it. It didn't really take all that long to finish. I worked on it like 3 days, and in addition to finishing the Bookseller, I also did a bunch of the border. And this thing is big. And so the Bookseller, I think it took me like 7 days in total or something, or 8 days, and it was fine. The beads, there's like 7 colors of beads on there, and they really like jazzed up the colors and everything. I was very happy with it after beading. I love the tower there, the tower window, the turret rather, sorry. And do you see how the little black cat on the bottom is stalking under the bird feeder? That's just hilarious. Yeah, I figured the book shop had to be next to the toy shop because something for my son and something for me. He loves toys and I love books, so. This is being stitched on 28 count Jobelin in the Stormy Gray colorway. It's hand dyed by Witchell, I guess, and really nice fabric. I'll definitely buy some more to use in another project. So I've got one more piece that I want to do in this row. You can see it'll fit in this, over here, in the space delineated by the snowflake border, and it's going to be through the woods, which is like a sledding scene. So I have like 3 days every month in my rotation to work on this piece, and 3 days every month in my rotation to work on the Christmas Village. And so this piece was, the Bookseller was supposed to be worked on in July, August, September. So I actually finished it in August, so I decided to give myself a break in September. So I haven't actually worked on it this month, but next month I'm planning to start the next piece and hopefully finish it by December. Alright, after that, well, I took a day off stitching to start my Haid mini diamond painting, which I did finish, and I'll show to you at the end. But after that, it was my weekend to work on Winnie the Pooh. I will insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like and a picture of what it looked like before. So I've actually worked on this 4 days since last I saw you. I gave it a couple days in August and a couple days in September. So I did get off page 1. I'm on to page 2 now. So you can see a little bit of Pooh there. And you can tell, but there's a lot of fractionals on him, like all around the edges. Those are that's stitched over 1, and it's charted that way. So I think it looks kind of strange, the over 1 next to the over 2, but it'll be fine once the back stitching is in, I guess. So, and there's this blue balloon, you can see, that he's using not to float up to where the beehive is in the tree. I pretty much finished this tree, this orange-brown tree, and that one was a pain, so much confetti. The green trees are easier, I think. So the rest of it is like green tree over here, so I'm looking forward to getting doing that. This is coming along. It's about 25% done now, maybe a little bit more. So I'm kind of like on the fence. I'm definitely not going to finish it this year. I might make it a finish next year, but I'm sort of on the fence about that. Well, I guess I can talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so it was the end of the month. I had a few bonus days at the end of my rotation. So what I do basically is I have like a weekly rotation, but most months have more than 4 weeks. So there's always like 2 or 3 days at the end, and those are my bonus days. So in July, I used it to finish Fire Goddess. This is stitched on 32 count Golden Promise Belfast Vintage Silk Weaver. The pattern is by Joan Elliott. It took me like, I don't know, 30 days in all to stitch. There are 3 colors of Krynic, 3 colors of beads. Love her expression. Love the fireworks exploding all around her. So much fun. The starburst pattern on her gown, that was kind of a pain to stitch, but it's very effective. And then you can see all the zodiac symbols. So let's see. This one is, that one is Aries. This one is Sagittarius. And that one is Leo, I think. So those are the fire signs of the zodiac. And she's got belly button bling. Love that. Love her bandeau top with the beading and her necklace with the beads and everything and the Krynic. Love her dark hair. I love how the different fabrics in here. So her skirt sort of seems like heavy silk, but then she's got like this wispy like overskirt thing going on. And then the shawl has a degree of transparency, like you can see her arm through there and stuff, and the way it folds and everything. I did modify the back stitch a little bit for this. I don't like the stair step thing for elegant ladies, so I just did like, long lines and stuff. And she is my third of the elemental goddesses. I'm really thrilled with how she turned out. I just love her so much. So I have one more to do, the water goddess. I've actually started her. I don't know if I'm going to work on her anymore this year. It depends on how my other big projects go, but she'll definitely be a finished goal for next year. So after that, let's see, I worked on I have a stitcher a little bit. I worked on my diamond painting. And then September started with the maiden and the unicorn. So I will sort of pick up what this is supposed to look like and what it looked like before. Worked on this 6 days since I saw you last. So stitched on 36 count linen, antique white. What I did this time is I worked on this top border. I put the blues in the flag. I stitched the unicorn's horn. I backstitched the unicorn's mane and his horn and his eye. That came out pretty well, I think. And I backstitched the side border here up to, almost up to the corner. I backstitched this border, the other border over here, up to, not quite as far, it's up to there basically, so it doesn't have that top leaf. I did not make quite as much progress as I wanted. I keep saying that. I don't know, I guess like the diamond painting and everything was kind of a big distraction. But that's done now, so hopefully October will be better. This piece is coming along. Basically, all that's left is I need to finish that top border, backstitch the top border, do her head and her hat, and oh yeah, and I also backstitched some of her dress. See that brocade pattern? So the way it's charted, this is part of her dress too, right? This red bit right here, but there's nothing backstitched on there. There's nothing charted to be backstitched on there. No brocade pattern. So you can see it here, and here, and here, and here, but why not there? So I feel like maybe I need to like come up with something. It's kind of a weird pattern, so I don't know. can try, I guess. We'll see. We'll see how it looks when it's done, I guess. There's a lot to do with the gold metallic, like all the missing, like the moons here and the flag and all the missing bits in the flagpole and some of the missing bits on the collar there and the mirror and all that. That's all supposed to be done with, there's 3 different golds that are done with blending filament. So I did buy some, this one, 002HL. I mean, that's what it's called for. And I did, like back in the day when I started this in 2007, I did use some blending filament. You can see it a little bit maybe in the mirror, a little sparkle in the base of the mirror. But I don't know what I used. I hope it was this stuff. Or at least it's not too glaringly different. I'll be working on this more in October, but it's not one of my focus pieces. I do want to finish. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I will focus on it the week after Christmas and try to eke out a finish before New Year's. My hubby is taking off a bunch of time for Christmas, so hopefully I'll get some good stitchy time. So I actually only managed like 3 days on that, the first week of September. Oops, sorry, Flosstube itchy nose, because I wanted to start this project. Remember, by the National Trust of England. And I did. So this is stitched on 28 count Monaco, coffee dyed by me. I tried the baste and bake thing. It worked out alright in the end, although so when it came to basting it, I just sort of like drizzled on the coffee, and I was using super strong espresso. I got kind of worried about it, so I checked it after 10 minutes in the oven, and it was like where the coffee had dribbled on, there were like dark splotches. It almost kind of looked like bats. It would have been awesome for a Halloween piece, but that wasn't what I wanted for this. So I put it under running water and took a scrub brush to it and basically scrub. There's still a little bit of darkness, you know, like splotches, but it's not bad. And I like how it turned out. I basically just wanted something a little bit, you know, not so stark. It was plain white. So it is about 50% done. I worked on it some last night. I gave it 2 days at the beginning of the month, and I'm going to work on it this week and try to finish it, I guess. That's kind of a long shot, though, because I only have until Thursday. I'm going away this weekend, and I can't take this with me because it's for my husband. I mean, it's going to be a present for him, and I don't want him to see it, so I can, you know, easily stitching it at home without him noticing, but like taking it on the road trip and everything, I'm sure he would be like, oh, what's that? So last night I had to frog. I realized that this line wasn't lining up, and anything that is worth doing. So I frogged it, redid it. It's going to say anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. So frogging certainly fits into that theme, right? But the thing is, it's still wrong. It's still off. It still doesn't line up quite right with this side over here. So it lines up over here. I don't know what I did wrong, and I'm certainly not going to frog like everything. So what happens down here at the bottom is that there's flowers, and then there's a little bit of this backstitch border pattern, like what I've done on the top, minus the French knots. And I think what I can do is just fudge it, because it's not like, you know, it's like between those two flowers, but the flowers aren't perfectly aligned and whatever. I can just, sorry I'm showing you the chart, but you can't really read it. I can hardly read it from, you know, the print is very faint. So anyway, yeah, I'm basically just going to work this one down and this one down and over, and then just fudge it when I do that final little border piece. It will be, it's only like one stitch off over here, so I can probably just like split it half, you know, so it'll be like one thread off in either direction, doesn't matter. And I really love this piece because, well, you know, it's going to be a gift and everything for my hubby, and I love him. And the greens are so much fun, but it does have, you know, more colors than that. You know, there's the yellow and the reds and everything, so, but green is definitely the primary color. And it's a lot of fun to stitch, you know, a lot of text and everything, so we'll see how far I can get by Thursday. I worked on it, when I worked on it last night, what did I do? I did the blue over here in this flower, and I did some of this greenery and most of that flower. I frogged and restitched this line, and anything that is worth doing. I had to fix this leaf right here. That was the source of my error. It was one row too short, one of those ivy leaves. Yeah. Maybe tonight I can get some more, you know, dedicated effort into it. All right, and then after that, the second week of September, it was time for Titania. I will insert a pic of what it looked like before and the finished piece. So this is being stitched on 32 count opalescent Lagana Sparkling Sundown colorway by Vintage Silk Weaver. So what I did is I worked on these like ribbons and stuff over down here and all the leaves, and then I started on the wings. Those wings are big. I started her bodice. I even did a few stitches on her arms. You can see those there. They're kind of the same color as the fabric though, so they won't really show up at a distance till I backstitch. But this is coming along. Again, December finish goal, we'll see. It's kind of a... The wings are big, but they're not that many colors, so maybe it won't take as long as I fear. I don't know. We'll see. And of course, her arms and her head and her hair and all that. That'll stitch up fast, though. I think. I hope. My pink princess. I do really like how she's coming out. She's a bit bigger than I thought she would be. She's definitely a big fairy. So this fabric is kind of like peachy. It's really hard to photograph. It's a pretty like pinky peach color. And you can see the sparkle a little bit, the opalescence. All right, and then one more project to show you. How are we doing with time? I have to go pick up my son in about half an hour, so. Okay, here we go. Fall Fairy. Now I worked on this, I guess I showed it to you last time. I think I worked on it the first week in August, and then I gave it another 5 days in September. It was originally a finish goal, like one of my Year of Whips pieces, but after working, and I planned to give it like 4 weeks or something. But after putting in 1 week in August, I realized that wasn't going to be enough time, so I'm just going to work on it, you know, while she's seasonal basically, and hopefully finish the top half, which it's almost done, so it's just like the rest of this page over here, and do some of the back stitching on the top half, and then start on page 3, which is the bottom left. So she's coming along. She'll probably be a finished goal next year. So I decided, in terms of the Year of Whips, I decided to put in this piece instead. I am a stitcher. Because this one is a lot smaller, obviously. I don't know about the full coverage pieces. I mean, they just take so long, you know, like trying to finish one in a year that's, you know, a pretty big size is kind of a lot. Okay, I guess we can get into my stash now. So I didn't really buy a whole lot, but I did get this. Vintage Sleigh by Mill Hill. Darn glare. There we go. I love the lantern on that. I think that's so cool. Really nice pattern. Cute little ornament. But I have decided to leave off my monthly ornament thing just because, you know, it was taking time out of my rotation. I got these finished goals and everything. So besides that, this was all from Dreamnut, Needlecraft Corner. I got some beads for my Maiden in the Unicorn piece. Oh yeah, in addition to like the crazy backstitch, that piece is going to be beaded as well. So this one, the green, like emerald green kind of, and then the honey gold. And then I got some, this is for Titania. This is Blending Filament, Silver 001, and this is Very Fine Braid 9192, sort of a peachy color. This one goes in the wings, and you're supposed to cross stitch with it, I think with one ply. So I'm stitching it on 32 count opal Lugana, and the weave is kind of tight. I don't know how it's going to play with this stuff. It might shred it, but I have this, so I may as well try it, I guess. Since I have this stuff in hand, I forgot what I'd ordered. So I'm probably going to take this to the retreat next month, so I'll get into that. What else did I buy besides this stuff? I bought some DMC, and I bought a Heaven and Earth pattern, a mini, from their Labor Day sale. I will insert a pic so you can see what it looks like. It's called Kindred Spirits by Ann Stokes, and it is a mini chart. I intend to do it as a diamond painting. So as you could see, the pattern is mainly shades of green. You should see the floss list. It's crazy. It's like every shade of green under the sun. And I love green, but I think stitching all of that, you know, just one color might kind of get boring. So I think it'll be nice as a diamond painting. Diamond painting is certainly a lot faster than stitching. All right, so all this talk about diamond painting, you want to see my diamond painting? This is Mini Be Good for Goodness Sake by Heaven and Earth Design, mini chart, art by Donna Gelsinger. There he is. Oh. It's pretty big. It's about 2 feet by 1.5 feet. Nice and sparkly. So what I did with this is I had the chart in my stash, and then I custom ordered blank canvas and beads from Express Foreign Show something or other on AliExpress. And it came with the glue and a couple trays and a pen that's actually double-sided. It has like a means for attaching one bead on one side and a means for attaching multiple beads on the other side. I tried doing the multiple beads at once, and it didn't work out very well. So the canvas is gridded 10 by 10. You can actually see a little bit of the grid over here. That's what it looks like. There was a bit extra beyond what, you know, the pattern was charted, and the coverage is really good, almost too good. So the beads have to be placed perfectly to basically get them all in. And even so, I had some issues, like when I rolled it for storage, I was careful to just, you know, roll it on the outside, right, so that the beads weren't further compressed, but still, some of them would just sort of like pop off. This was a lot of fun to do. It took about a month in rotation with, all my stitching projects, and I probably gave it like 4 or 5 days dedicated, and then just like an hour here, an hour there, other times. But it did certainly work up a lot faster than the stitching, and I know that if I had tried to do this as a stitching project, it would be a UFO because there is so much brown. Really don't like stitching brown, but it's a shadow and everything. I think the art is really nice. I love this artist, Donna Gelsinger. I have another one of her Santa charts. It's mini checking it twice, I think. I do intend to stitch that one. Yeah, so diamond painting, it's like, it's fun and everything, and it's sparkly and it's pretty, but it's so big. It's 10 count. So, especially with the heaven and earth patterns, you really have to keep that in mind because, the stitch count is so large, and unless you want a finished piece that's going to fill up your wall, you kind of have to be mindful of that. And I don't like how, I don't know if it's diamond painting or if it's heaven and earth, but like, there's a close-up on Santa. It's kind of like gobbledygook, right? Like, it looks fine from further away as your mind sort of fills in the details, especially like his glasses and everything, but from close up it just doesn't look all that great. And one of the things I like about stitching, it looks beautiful close up or far away or whatever. I just like the look of stitching better, and I do want to do more diamond painting, but I don't think I want diamond painting all over my house the way I have stitching all over my house. But this is nice. I think the sparkles are nice for Christmas. So that's it for my first counted diamond painting. My feeling in general about it is I would rather do the counted than the pre-printed, I think. But pre-printed is nice too. Okay, let's get into plans now. So it's the last week in September, and what I want to do is work on this and possibly finish it, and also do some matting and framing of a Halloween piece, which was the second quarter goal, and the second quarter is coming to an end. So we'll see how far I get by Thursday. I have something going on this weekend. I won't be able to work on this particular piece, although I can work on something different. I just can't do anything because this is a gift from my husband. I don't want him to see it, so I may start a new project, the Trick or Treat Fairy by Mirabilia. I'm either going to start it this week or like the first week in October, so you'll see it next time. And then that second week in October is the first week in October, that first weekend is the Flosstube retreat in Austin, Texas. So I'm really looking forward to that. Super excited. I have verified my flight details. I reserved a rental car. So what I'm going to do is fly into Dallas the day before, visit with my friend Barbara who lives there. She's going to take me to an LNS, I think. And then the next day, Friday, I'm going to take the scenic route down to Austin, drive down, and my route may take me through a town called Cleburne, Texas, which there is a stitchy store there called Fancy Stitches. Does anyone know anything about that? Can you tell me if it's worth the stop? Comment below. As for Austin, well, I'm going to be there for the retreat, obviously, but, I'm going to have a rental car, and I probably am not going to want to sit there the entire day just stitching, so are there any can't miss, like restaurants or food trucks or tourist sites or places or whatever, that I could get to within a reasonable drive of, Austin? So comment below, and that would be, I'm really excited about, going to the retreat and meeting other Flosstubers and everything. So I don't know if I'm going to film at the retreat. I may, in theory, everyone should be cool with filming because we're all Flosstubers. We will see, but it'll be nice. I just need to get away a little bit. It's been kind of a long September, shall we say. So I need to get away and recharge my mommy batteries. As for what I'm going to take with me to the retreat, well, it kind of depends on what I can fit in my bag, because I don't want to pack luggage, so I'm going to try to do carry-on only, and I'll definitely take this piece if it's not already done, remember, and try to finish it. And I'm going to take this piece because it's an October finish goal, and I want to shop for it while I'm there to find that green thread. And I may take titania. If I can get my larger scroll rods with me, I'll take titania. I need 18-inch scrolls for her. And of course my larger lap stand. So if that fits, I'll take titania. If that doesn't, I'll just take my new whip, the Trick or Treat Fairy, and work on her instead, because she's small. She'll fit on she'll be on a fatty fabric, so I can use my smallest lap stand and some smaller scroll bars for her. Alright, so I guess the last thing I could show you is my knitting. And that's the sweater that I'm wearing. So if you just came for stitching, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, although I haven't filmed in like 6 weeks. I will try to be better next time. I'll try to check in again after the Austin retreat, so 2 or 3 weeks time. So. But if you're interested in the knitting, I will show you the sweater I'm wearing. Alright, this is a cardigan called Peace. The pattern is by Kim Hargreaves from her Misty book. I knitted in Reynolds Saucy, which is like a worsted weight cotton yarn. I used a little bit less than 6 full balls, so around 600 yards. I used US 6 needles for the stockinette and 5s for the seed stitch, which you can see on the lapel and the peplum and all that. So let's see, what did I say about it? I had trouble getting gauge, but I used the needles I suggested in the pattern. It worked out fine. The different textures are fun. The gauge, which was like 5 stitches per inch, made for a fast knit. One modification, I left the neck stitches live. I'll show you the back. And then I grafted them at the center back of the collar. And I like the sleeves, the elbow length with the buttons. Those are cute. The yarn is heavy worsted weight mercerized cotton with cable construction, lovely sheen, gray blue color. I've used the sport weight before too. So the pattern called for row and hand knit cotton, and that stuff was expensive. This yarn was maybe like $15 or something to make the sweater. The Rowan yarn would have been like 60, so definitely a good sub. The buttons are like a heavy, like plastic with sort of a pearlized effect. And I like the vintage style, and the little peplum is cute and everything. So this is a nice little like summer sweater. It's not summer anymore, but it feels like it. I have been working actually on a current project. I've been working on it since Oliver started school, so like September the 5th, I managed to finish the second sleeve, and I'm working on the back piece now. Maybe next time I can show it to you. Hopefully I'll have a good amount done on the back piece. Right now I just have like 4 inches or something, so it's not too exciting. And the sleeve is just like, well, I showed you the first sleeve when I finished it several months ago, so it's exactly the same as the first sleeve. All right, that's it for me today. I have to run and pick up my son at preschool. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much for your comments and for your support. And thank you for sticking with me, though I had a long break from filming. All right, everyone, take care, be well, be happy, stitch, peace, bye.